Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of RUW Decimation. I do want to apologize for not having a show in, not having an RUW Decimation episode in a month. I want to apologize sincerely for that. We were busy with other stuff. When it comes to me, I'm going to break character for a second here. I was very, very busy with work and school and everything like that. So I do apologize. But we were able to get an episode of WEF Strikeout out last week. You can go back and watch that if you want. But let's focus on the last episode of RUW Decimation. In the main event, Alexander Kelly defeated Seth Rollins to become the brand new RUW 24/7 champion. James Taylor took on King Vampire in the opening match. Well, after the match, James Taylor, for some reason, decided to stomp out King Vampire, in Alexander Kelly's words, to send a message. Well, just last week on the RUW Gaming YouTube channel, Alexander Kelly announced 2 title matches for this week's episode of RUW Decimation, including our first championship match that we are going to witness right here. King Vampire will go one-on-one against the nemesis James Taylor for the RUW Internet Championship. This match is going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. You do not want to miss our opening contest. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Internet Championship.
And here comes the challenger, King Vampire. He will have Damian Priest in his corner, ladies and gentlemen. This is a big title match for King Vampire here tonight. He's faced James Taylor before, but if I'm not mistaken, I don't think he's ever beat him. So James Taylor will put the Internet Championship on the line. Will King Vampire finally be able to put away James Taylor? Or will James Taylor once again prove that he is, in his words, better than King Vampire ever will be? Big match for King Vampire coming up in our opening contest. He has a chance at the Internet Championship. Now here's a fun fact. The man accompanying him to the ring, Damian Priest, is a former Internet Champion himself. But that reign did not last very long. James Taylor defeated him, if I'm not mistaken, the following week after Damian won the title. And that made James Taylor a 3-time RUW Internet Champion. But there is Death Incorporated, the World Tag Team Champions. Alexander Kelly obviously accompanying James Taylor to the ring for this Internet Championship contest. Alexander Kelly feels like James Taylor has this one in the bag. Well, we're about to see if he does. Internet Championship on the line. And our opening contest, ladies and gentlemen. Internet Championship up for grabs. As I stated, a very big match for the challenger, King Vampire.
Introducing the challenger. From Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 215 pounds, King Van Dimer. And his opponent, from Dallas, Texas, weighing in at 234 pounds, the Internet Champion and one half of the World Tag Team Champions, James Taylor.
James Taylor, a very dominant Internet champion. We all remember his very first reign as Internet champion, where he held that championship for over half of a damn year. What's funny is that championship reign ended at the hands of the man that he is now partnered up with, Alexander Kelly. Back when they were bitter enemies and they hated each other. But now Alexander Kelly sees James Taylor as a mentor, and that is why they are partnered up. Alexander Kelly claims that James Taylor helped him find who he is today. And that is why they have partnered up and formed Death Incorporated. But that is not the first time, this is not the first time that they were a team. We all remember Out for Blood. But this is the very first time that James Taylor and Alexander Kelly have ever held the World Tag Team Champions. But keep your eyes on the action. Taylor sends Vampire back first, spine first off the ring apron, but keep your eyes on Alexander Kelly. If he puts his hands on King Vampire, he will get disqualified. Well, that is something that he knows, obviously. You know, Alexander Kelly likes to credit Chris Nitro as the man who trained him. But the man who helped him become who he is today is that man standing in the ring, whooping King Vampire's ass right now, James Taylor. Look at this cover on the King Vampire. Internet Championship up for grabs. That is only able to give James Taylor a count of 1. King Vampire unable to answer back right now. Now look at this. James Taylor up on the top rope, dropping the elbow right on the kidneys of King Vampire. King Vampire just cannot catch a break from the offense of the nemesis James Taylor. James Taylor is whooping his candy ass, so to speak. To quote the great one, The Rock. But now King Vampire, seemingly finally able to answer back. Northern Light suplex connects. And now a moonsault off the top rope, but not off the turnbuckle. How impressive is that? Now look at this. King Vampire with a knee right to the bridge of the nose of the nemesis James Taylor. Now it's James Taylor who cannot escape the offense of King Vampire. But just as I say that, Taylor connects a backbreaker. Now look at this, Taylor raining down right hands on the face of a former RUW United States champion. Multi-time United States champion, by the way. If I'm not mistaken, I believe King Vampire is a 3-time RUW United States champion. But now James Taylor drops the knee right on the face. But King Vampire answers back with a kick. Now look at this. Moonlight drive. But now Alexander distracting the challenger King Vampire, giving James Taylor exactly what he needs. A little bit of breathing time to rest and recover and make it back to his feet to keep on the offense. Alexander Kelly is one hell of a scumbag, that's for sure. He is my boss though, so I probably shouldn't say too much. Otherwise, I might not get a paycheck. I'm hoping he can't hear me. Now, James with a devastating spine buster. And he's looking to end this thing right the hell now. Stunner. There's a cover. This one's over. And James Taylor retains his RUW Internet Championship. That was a short but sweet opening contest. James Taylor defeats King Vampire and retains his Internet Championship. But if it wasn't for Alexander Kelly, maybe that match would have gone the other way. Because you can see right here, the Moonlight Drive connects, but Alexander provided the distraction for King Vampire, and that is exactly what James Taylor needed to turn this match around. Spinebuster connected, and then immediately followed that up with the finishing maneuver, the Stunner. Hooked the leg. That was a count of 3, and James Taylor retains.
Here is your winner, and still Internet Champion, James Taylor.
And still your Internet Champion, the Nemesis James Taylor. Alexander Kelly was right. James Taylor had this one in the bag. Death Incorporated have each other's backs. Alexander Kelly will put his 24/7 championship on the line later tonight in our main event. But ladies and gentlemen, we'll get to that later. More action headed your way. Last week on the RUW Gaming YouTube channel, Alexander Kelly announced a preview match, a non-title match between the RUW Women's World Champion Kylie Paxley and her now confirmed next challenger, Stephanie Vaquer. On the last episode of RUW Decimation, Kylie Paxley lost to Roxanne Perez. But after that contest, Stephanie Vaquer came out and stood face to face with the Women's World Champion herself, Kylie Paxley. And then Alexander Kelly confirmed that Stephanie Vaquer will be Kylie's next challenger for the Women's World Championship. But tonight is a preview match. Tonight is a non-title match between the Dark Angel Stephanie Vaquer and the RUW Women's World Champion Kylie Paxley. Let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen. And here is the Women's World Champion, Kylie Paxley.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Knoxville, Tennessee, the Women's World Champion, Kyle Paxley.
Kylie Paxley, your Women's World Champion, dethroning Rhea Ripley at Best in the World. What was it, like a month ago, couple months ago? It wasn't too long ago. But Kylie Paxley is looking to show Stephanie Vaquer that she means business in this non-title contest. She's going to show Stephanie Vaquer exactly why and how she dethroned Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship.
And her opponent,
Okay, maybe I picked the wrong attire when I was selecting the stars for this match. So we're just going to ignore the attire choice. Okay, please. But nonetheless, Stephanie does look ready for some action. Stephanie Baker versus Kylie Paxley, non-title match. One-on-one, Stephanie with a roll-up. Oh, not even the count of one. Yeah, just ignore the attire. Maybe I should have looked at the custom attires before I set this up. But right now, Stephanie is catching a beating from the Women's World Champion, Kylie Paxley, as Kylie is dropping the elbows right on the top of the head of the Dark Angel herself. Oh, now look at this. Wearing down that left arm and shoulder. Now Kylie on the apron. What's she looking for here? Kylie with a springboard drop kick connecting right on the dot. Now Kylie looking to fly here up on the top rope, calling for Stephanie to make it back up to her feet. Kylie turning herself around. There's a crossbody. Stephanie in a bad way here. She cannot answer back as Kylie is looking to get Stephanie to submit here. Oh, but that's not going to happen. Oh, but now Stephanie finally able to answer back. Has Kylie up into the fireman's carry. Good God. What a backbreaker. And now Stephanie drops the leg. Oh, but now Kylie able to answer back, connecting the dragon screw. Oh, it looks like Kylie might have been looking for that Pele kick, but Stephanie had that scouted, and now Stephanie applying the head scissors, trying to get the champ to tap out. Oh, but Kylie escapes the hold. Now Kylie with an Irish whip. Oh, was looking for a drop kick. Stephanie evaded that, and a super kick right to the face. Oh, and Stephanie with a devastating headbutt busts the champ open. Now Stephanie, oh, looks like she was hooking up for the eat defeat. Kylie had that one scouted, and now Kylie, oh my God, Murphy's Law connects. There's a cover. Only the count of one for the champ. Now Kylie up on the middle rope this time, dropping the double axe handle onto Stephanie Baker. Now Kylie fired up, calling for Stephanie to make it back up to her feet. But Kylie's wasting time. Now Kylie with yet another springboard drop kick. Stephanie's in a bad way here. Kylie might be looking to finish this thing. Oh, devastating kick right to the spine. That'll send a tingling, numbing feeling down your back. Kylie with the Northern Lights bomb, a move Stephanie Baker is all too familiar with, and that puts her away. Kylie Paxley proved to Stephanie Baker and the RUW universe that she might be more dominant, but there's still a championship match coming up for Stephanie Baker. At the next RUW PLE, Stephanie will actually get her title shot, but that Northern Lights bomb puts Stephanie away. That is a move she is all too familiar with due to her feud with Julia.
Here is your winner, Kyle E. Paxley.
Look at the blood running down the face of the Women's World Champion, Kylie Paxley. but she fought her way through the match and defeated the Dark Angel. But ladies and gentlemen, still more action headed your way. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next is a champion versus champion contest. The RUW Intercontinental Champion, the Spartan Brandon Collins, will be in action as he battles the RUW Hardcore Champion, Chris Nitro. Chris Nitro has been holding on to that Hardcore Championship for, if I'm not mistaken, I think about a year now. He is the longest reigning RUW Hardcore Champion in the company's history. My God. He fought Sethi in a ladder match at RUW Best in the World for the Hardcore Championship. Sethi got close. He got oh so close. But Chris Nitro was still just one step ahead. And he was able to retain his Hardcore Championship. But this is a non-title match. Intercontinental Champion versus the Hardcore Champion. Coming up in our next contest, ladies and gentlemen.
The following champion versus champion contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Dayton, Ohio, weighing in at 176 pounds, the Intercontinental Champion, Brandon Collins.
The RUW Intercontinental Champion, making his way down to the ring. The Hardcore Champion will be out here in just a moment. This man dethroned the 99 overall Chris Danger at RUW Season Finale 4 to get his hands on the Intercontinental Championship. He successfully defended that championship against the assassin Mark Jones at RUW Best in the World earlier this year. This is a non-title contest. Will Brandon Collins prove that he is one step ahead of the Hardcore Champion Chris Nitro, or will Chris Nitro prove exactly why he's on top? Look at him. As I stated a little bit ago, longest reigning RUW Hardcore Champion in the company's history.
Representing those guys from Whitesburg, Kentucky, weighing in at 228 pounds, the Hardcore Champion, Chris Niles.
Chris Nitro, one hell of a dominant champion, but Brandon Collins wants to prove exactly why he thinks he is the more dominant champion out of the two. Will he be able to do that? Or will, as I stated just a little bit ago, will Chris Nitro prove exactly why he's on top? Brandon Collins versus Chris Nitro. What a match this is going to be. There's going to be a lot of high flying in this match. I could just feel that. But Brandon's going to kick things off with some strikes and a super kick to the midsection. And we're going to get a collar and elbow tie up here, folks. Oh, and Nitro just shoving the Spartan off of him. And another tie up. Brandon will not let Chris Nitro get the upper hand. But it looked like Chris is going to get the upper hand anyway. Ref asking for a clean break, and that's exactly what we're going to get. Now Chris Nitro with a shot right to the kidneys. This is what he does, that slow, methodical pace of just wearing down his opponent. He doesn't care what body part he targets. As long as he weakens every single part of the body, that's the kind of wrestler that Chris Nitro is. But Brandon answering back has Nitro up into fireman's carry, but Nitro fighting out of it. And another tie-up here. And Nitro, once again, putting Brandon in the corner. Official asking for a clean break, and we're going to get another one. But now Nacho, oh, scoop slam to the Spartan. Oh, look at this. Shots right to the temple. There's a cover. The official kind of took his time getting over there. But Chris was only able to get a count of 1. Now Chris on the apron, calling for the Spartan Brandon Collins to make it back up. Chris. Holy shit! Springboard Hurricane Rana. We knew he had athleticism, but I was not expecting that. But Brandon with a roll-up, trying to catch the Hardcore Champion by surprise. But only a count of 1. Now Brandon with a forearm shot to the face. Oh, stop to the midsection. Now Brandon with a kick right to the spine. And now Brandon. Oh, springboard splash. There's a cover. Oh, only the count of 1 for the Spartan. But now Nitro was able to roll out of the way from that knee. But just like that, Brandon still in firm control. Oh my God. With a drop kick. Sends Chris Nitro tumbling over the top rope and to the outside. Nitro was certainly not expecting that. Oh, but now Nitro, was lining up for a twist of fate. Brandon had that one scouted. Oh my God, what a contest. Now Nitro with an Irish whip. There's a drop down. Oh, and drop kicking the legs out from underneath the Spartan Brandon Collins. Chris on the apron yet again. Now Chris with yet another springboard Hurricane Rana. Looks like he learned that move pretty recently, adding that one to his arsenal. Now Nitro into the cover. Oh, that was too close to a count of 2. But Brandon able to get that shoulder off at the count of 1. But now Brandon, he's answering back in this contest. Repeated kicks to the face. Oh, Brandon just taunting the Hardcore Champion right now. Oh my God. Drop kick to the face. Now Brandon, cover. Still only the count of 1 though. Now Brandon putting Chris in the corner. And I think I know exactly what Brandon is looking for here. Yep. Hooking up Chris Nacho for the Spanish Fly. I would just pin him. Oh, but that's not going to happen. Nacho gets right back up. Springboard crossbody. Holy hell. What a contest. Now Nacho has Brandon up and connecting the shoulder breaker. Now Nacho going up top. He could be thinking Swanton Bomb here. Oh, he was, but he crashed and burned. And Brandon Collins is going to take advantage of Chris's mistake. Brandon dropping the knee on the face. Calling for Nacho to make it back up to his feet. What's Brandon looking for here? Oh, looking for a super kick of some kind. Chris able to connect the tornado DDT. I'm losing my voice. My throat hurts. Now Nacho could be looking for a power bomb here. Oh, but Brandon able to fight out of it. My God. And now has Chris Nacho. Oh, there's a power slam. Oh, Brandon with a knee. I don't think he connected all of it. But he certainly connected enough of it. Oh, Brandon took his time. And that could be what cost him Twist of Fate by Chris Nacho. There's a cover. No, only the count of 2. Oh my God, what a clothesline. Now Nacho going up top. Swanton Bomb. There's a cover. And that's a count of 3. Nitro able to put away the RUW Intercontinental Champion, the Spartan Brandon Collins. Beautiful, beautiful contest. What a match. I knew these two would tear the house down, and that's exactly what they did. You are looking back at the highlights of this contest, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this outstanding Spanish fly by the Spartan Brandon Collins. But what ended this thing was a twist of fate and swanton bomb combination, which we are about to see. Yeah, Brandon took his time. Chris Nitro connecting the twist of fate. He connected the swanton bomb, and that was able to put away the Spartan Brandon Collins. As you can see right here, swanton bomb connecting right on the dot. And that is a count of 3, folks.
Here is your winner, Chris Niles.
Chris Nitro able to put away the Spartan Brandon Collins. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 more matches headed your way. What a show it's been so far, but we have a lot more action headed your way, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to witness history. The man who made his debut right after the main event of RUW Best in the World, CM Punk, will be making his in-ring RUW debut as he battles one of the competitors that took part in that main event at Best in the World, Randy Orton. He battled Roman Reigns for the RUW World Heavyweight Championship, but was unsuccessful in getting it. CM Punk then came out, probably for Roman. But maybe we'll see that match at some point down the line in the future. But Randy Orton battles CM Punk, who will be making his in-ring RUW debut, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot wait for this. This match, if you thought the last match was going to blow the roof off, this match might be even better.
Making his way to the ring from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 218 pounds, CM Punk.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now clobbering time. Here in RUW, CM Punk makes his in-ring RUW debut as he battles a man that he knows all too well, the Viper, Randy Orton. I cannot wait for this contest, ladies and gentlemen.
his opponent from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 295 pounds, the Viper, Randy Orton!
The RUW 2025 King of the Ring, the Viper, Randy Orton. As I stated just a little bit ago, two men who know each other all too well. Randy Orton and CM Punk battle one-on-one in CM Punk's in-ring debut match here in RUW. I am excited for this contest. This one is going to blow the roof off. If you thought the last match blew the roof off, this one will blow it even higher. Orton versus Punk coming up, ladies and gentlemen. If you ask me, I think this crowd is pretty split. You know, we just heard them chant RKO, but there's got to be a majority of the people in attendance here tonight who are rooting for CM Punk. No one expected him to show up after the main event. Okay, maybe some people did. Maybe the name of the pay-per-view kind of tipped you off, and the fact that we were in Chicago that night. But still, the fact that CM Punk in RUW is now a reality. That's just crazy. But now, look at this. Randy with a cover on Punk. Only the count of one. This match just started. Now has Punk on the apron. Oh, but Punk able to counter, connecting the hot shot. And we're going to get another collar and elbow tie up here. We've seen that a decent bit of times here tonight. And now Punk puts Randy up against the ropes. When we're going to get a clean break. Oh! Now CM Punk. Oh my God! Oh man! Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to announce that at the time of the recording of this, it is the night of WrestlePalooza. So when this goes up, it will be after WrestlePalooza. So at the timing of recording this, I don't know the results yet. However, AJ Lee, the wife of CM Punk, a former Divas champion, a woman who helped revolutionize women's wrestling as we know it today. She made her return just a number of weeks ago on SmackDown. She will be teaming up with CM Punk to take on the team of Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. When this goes up, you will already know the results of that match. Now, at the timing of recording this, this is the day of WrestlePalooza. So please tune into that. CM Punk's got two matches. He's got one against Randy Orton right now, live on Twitch. And he's got one against Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. And Punk will be teaming up with his wife, AJ Lee. Oh, but it looks like Punk wants to finish this thing, telling Randy to go to sleep. Oh, but Punk, oh my God, drop kick right to the back, but Randy Orton gets right back up. There's an Irish whip, oh, but nothing connects. Oh, but something connecting now. Randy Orton is starting to hear those voices. There's a power slam. Oh, and look at this. Look at this, Randy Orton with those devastating stomps to CM Punk. There's a cover Only the count of 2 for Orton, though. Now Punk in the corner. Now look at this. Randy Orton taking a little bit of a breather while also taunting Punk at the same time. Oh, but Punk gets taken down. He might have been looking to rally. Uh-oh. Randy Orton with the RKO. Is that going to do it? No, it isn't. Punk is still in this thing. Oh, but Randy might be thinking another RKO. Oh, but Punk able to counter. Has Randy Orton up. Sending him throat first off the top rope. Punk now with a cover. Only the count of 2 on the Viper. Punk is going to continue to wear down Randy Orton. That's all you can do. Or he might be looking to make him tap out. Anaconda Vice is being applied by CM Punk. A submission move that he once used as a finishing hold. Oh, Punk looking for the go to sleep, but Randy able to counter. My God. Now Randy has Punk up into the fireman's carry. And now face first, off the top turnbuckle goes Punk. Now Randy Orton just sending him down, planting CM Punk. What a contest. Now Randy looking to make CM Punk tap out. But all Punk has to do is reach out to the ropes. Probably not a good strategy by Randy Orton. But Punk able to escape the hold. Now Punk putting Randy in the corner. A shot right to the face. And there's a knee strike. And the clothesline. There's another cover. Still not enough. Now Punk dropping the elbows on the top of the head. Could Punk be looking to finish this contest? Oh, no. Punk's going out to the apron. Punk with a springboard clothesline. Did not connect all of it. And that allowed Randy Orton enough time. Oh, he was looking for an RKO. This time it connects. Punk is busted open. There's a cover. And that does it. Punk unsuccessful in his in-ring RUW debut. Not everyone wins their debut match. Randy Orton was just one step ahead of the Second City Saint. What a contest that was, folks. The very first RKO of this match was not enough to put down Punk. Punk tried to finish off Randy Orton. Knee right to the face and then a clothesline. He thought that would do it. He thought Randy was worn down enough to be defeated. But not quite. Look at this. The second and final RKO to CM Punk is what put an end to this contest.
Here is your winner, the Viper, Randy Orton.
Randy Orton victorious over the debuting CM Punk. What a win for Randy. That has certainly got to build him some much needed momentum here in RUW. But ladies and gentlemen, it is now main event time, and you do not want to miss this. Brother versus brother in our main event, folks. Do not go anywhere. Alexander Kelly puts his RUW 24/7 championship on the line against his brother, Lucy, the man formerly known as Drake Danger. And Alexander Kelly and James Taylor, Death Incorporated, want to send a clear message to the Vampire Brothers. The question is, does Alexander Kelly have Lucy scouted, or will Lucy finally be able to win himself another bit of championship gold here in RUW? Because let's not forget, he is a former RUW World Heavyweight Champion. But will he get his hands on the 24/7 championship? Ladies and gentlemen, what a main event this is going to be. You do not want to miss it, folks.
The following is scheduled for one fall and is for the Total Non-Stop Wrestling Championship.
Damian Priest accompanying Lucy to the ring for this championship contest. King Vampire was unsuccessful against James Taylor in our opening contest. But will Lucy be successful against the general manager, his brother, Alexander Kelly? Lucy looks ready for competition. Let's see if he is able to put down Alexander Kelly. Main event coming up in just a matter of moments. And here they are, Death Incorporated. Alexander Kelly and the nemesis James Taylor. James Taylor, as I mentioned a little bit ago, just successfully defended his internet championship in the opening contest. Will Alexander Kelly be able to successfully defend his RUW 24/7 championship against Lucy? And if you ask me, I think a feud between Death Incorporated and the Vampire Brothers has just ignited. But if you ask me, I think the spark that ignited the fire is what took place on the last episode of RUW Decimation when James Taylor stomped out King Vampire. '24/7 championship on the line in our main event, ladies and gentlemen. You do not want to miss this. Go ahead, grab your snacks, do what you gotta do.
Introducing the challenger from the pits of hell, weighing in at 238 pounds, the Demon, Louis C. And his opponent from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing in at 204 pounds, the Total Non-Stop Wrestling Champion and one half of the World Tag Team Champions, Alexander
Kelly, who just won the 24/7 championship on the last episode of Decimation when he defeated Seth Rollins. He will put that championship on the line against Lucy. Will Kelly be able to successfully defend it, or will we have a new champion just like that? Damian Priest and Alexander Kelly on the outside of the ring. But it looks like Lucy is in firm control of the champion right now. Look at this. Displaying his strength, connecting the power bomb. And now Lucy, oh no, just crashed and burned. And that could be exactly what Alexander Kelly needed to gain the advantage in this match. Beautiful side Russian leg sweep. Now Alexander, oh my God, biting away at the fingers of Lucy. Alexander does that a lot, and I think he needs to be psychologically checked because of that. Because if you have the audacity to bite your opponent's fingers, you should be nowhere near a wrestling ring. Now Alexander has Lucy on the apron. Shot right to the face. Now Alexander. Oh, look at this. Repeated shots to the back. And a backstabber connects. Now Alexander on the apron calling for Lucy to make it back up to his feet. Alexander could be thinking buckshot, lariat, and it connects. There's a cover. But only the count of one for Alexander Kelly. Lucy trying to roll out, trying to catch a breather. But Alexander is not going to let that happen. Super kick right to the face. Oh, but keep your eyes on James Taylor. Oh, Alexander able to take down Lucy. Alexander just wearing down the challenger on the outside of the ring, but the official is already at a count of 5. Count of 7 now by the official. Count of 8. Alexander makes it back inside. Oh, and thankfully, Alexander able to break the count. He could have won by count out. But it looks like he chose to be the smarter man. He didn't want this match to end by way of count out. Oh my God, on the outside of the ring, Kelly with a power driver. This might be a short contest. All Alexander Kelly has to do is either A, hit the finishing move on the outside of the ring and then go back in and get a count out, or B, hit the finishing move inside the ring, and this one's over. Whiplash connects. There's a cover. No! Lucy's still in this somehow. Now Alexander on the apron. Oh no. But keep your eyes on James Taylor. Has a hold of a steel chair, sliding it inside the ring. Oh, but Lucy able to take down Alexander Kelly. There's a cover. Only the count of 1 though for the challenger. And the referee noticing the chair that James Taylor introduced and sending it outside. But hold up. Lucy. Oh! Package pile driver. He just connected the move that Alexander Kelly knows all too well. Finally able to connect it successfully. But still not enough to put away Kelly somehow. What a match. What a contest. What a show we witnessed so far. Now Alexander putting Lucy up against the turnbuckles and targeting that left arm. And now face first off that top turnbuckle. Lucy's in trouble here. I think Damian Priest should intervene and maybe do something about James Taylor. Oh, there's a splash from Alexander to Lucy. Now Alexander, oh, springboard frog splash to the back. And oh my God, Alexander is going up top. Up on the middle rope. Alexander, oh no, was looking for an elbow. Lucy able to counter. Has a hold of Alexander, putting him in the corner. Oh, and now Lucy putting him in the tree of woe position here. Alexander in a precarious situation. Oh my God, Lucy, knees right to the rib cage. Alexander having to pull himself up on the ropes. Unable to bounce back from the offense of Lucy here. There's a power bomb. Now Lucy, oh my God, what a crossbody. Now Lucy delivers the headbutt. Oh, but now look at this. Look at the scumbag, the piece of shit that is James Taylor, providing the distraction that Alexander Kelly needed. There's a spine buster and a cover. Oh no, that was so close to putting this one away. But Lucy's still in this. Oh, but now he could be out of this. Blunt force trauma. What? What? How did that not do it? Alexander now with a coup de grace from the top. He just has one more BFT has to do it. Or whiplash, whatever he chooses to connect. Oh, it looks like he might be thinking BFT here. Kelly with a second BFT. There's a cover. And Kelly retains. What a contest. Oh my God. I cannot believe how unpredictable that championship match was. Kelly had Lucy's number. What a main event. Look at this. Pile driver from Alexander Kelly to Lucy, connecting on the outside of the ring. And this whiplash, I thought would do it. But Lucy was still in that. Was still in the fight after that. And look at this. Package pile driver connected to Alexander Kelly. But even that wasn't enough to do it. Kelly went up top. He did anything and everything to put Lucy away. And it worked. There's that BFT connecting. And that ended it.
Here is your winner, and still total non-stop wrestling champion, Alexander Kelly.
Alexander Kelly retains his 24/7 championship against Lucy. Man, what a match. What a contest. What a show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in if you did. Be sure to tune in next time, ladies and gentlemen, because we have a lot of shit in store for you that you do not want to miss. As I stated, thank you for tuning in if you did, and we will catch y'all next time. In the meantime, take care of yourself, love yourself. Deuces.